Hello, everyone. My name's Tom, and thank you for joining us on today's session from Phoronix. A very warm welcome to you wherever you happen to be in the world. So this session's really meant for IT managers, and especially IT managers who may feel as if they're doing too many manual tasks. So if you're an IT manager and you actually seriously look at how you spend your time and you're not really too happy with the answer, then this session is for you. So what I'm going to show you is one cloud console called Deploy, which you can use to manage all your devices in a really efficient way. And you can get a load of time back, and you can use that time for strategy instead of admin. So here are the main feature sets within Deploy. So application management in Deploy becomes really straightforward. So if you feel like you're spending a large proportion of your time packaging up software updates and then delivering those software updates, and then that third stage of verifying whether the software updates are successfully installed, then we can cut out nearly all that time, or all of it if you want. You can deliver your applications totally seamlessly. And the same with Windows updates. So if it's familiar to you where there's a critical security update that you've got to deliver, um, it's an urgent task and it's going to take you ages, a lot of manual work and a lot of manual work that isn't really that enjoyable, then through Deploy, you can totally take out that time. And if you think about how long you spend during the course of an average year on application management and Windows updates, if you're doing it manually, then we can really deliver a big return on investment. OS deployment. So if you feel like you're spending a long time on imaging, if that's a painful process, then Deploy can take away that pain. Remote control. So if you are maybe in a dispersed workforce where you have several different locations, and if you're still traveling to those locations, then remote control can cut out that expense and hassle. You can just easily remote into any of your devices to identify issues and fix them. Inventory. So if managing your hardware is a time-consuming process, if you find it hard to keep track of all your devices, where they are, how they're performing, then inventory allows you to make really good decisions about your hardware life cycle just from one grid. And antivirus, which is an optional extra, which complements all these other fantastic services. So one of Deploy's main benefits is the ease of use, and that ease of use is provided by these smart control grids. So you will be able to see on one page all your computers, and if you have thousands of computers, it doesn't matter. You'll be able to sort and filter, and you'll be able to see all your applications, and you can see what version you are running and where. You're never guessing about that. All the information you need is readily available, and you can really easily install, uninstall, and update with one click from the cloud. Real-time updates, you're not requiring that middleman, and you are not requiring that stage of verification because you can immediately see that an update has delivered. Okay, so I'm now going to move on to demoing Deploy, starting with application management. So you can install, uninstall, and update apps really easily. So there are thousands of applications that are included as standard. It's a very long list. I'll just scroll. I'm scrolling. I'm only down to A still. Scroll a bit more. So whatever applications you use, there's a very strong chance that they are included in deploy. And then you can manage them from this grid. So having a look at, for example, web browsers, I can see that I have Edge up to date on this device. It's in a black color, and here it's out of date. It's in an orange color. So I can just select that and update it. And maybe I don't want Edge on that device. I'll select it and uninstall it. Maybe I do want Chrome. So I'll select Chrome and install Chrome. So install, uninstall, and update. Simple one-click actions, no fuss. If you have applications that didn't appear on the long pre-packaged list, then you can use the custom app button. So if you can populate these fields here, then you can add your own app, and under custom apps, here are all the custom apps I've added, and I can manage them from here, from the cloud. And I can also deliver custom scripts. So again, this may prove a big time saver if you are handy with PowerShell VB batch script or executables, and you can write that script and you can deliver those scripts from here. I've got a library here of scripts that I can easily push out whenever I want to. I can carry out mass actions and grouping. So if I want to update several devices at the same time, like if I want to update this app on all these devices, I'll just select all of them and install. And I'm going to install it on all of those 4 devices. And with the, I can easily, with the group functionality, I can group my devices and then push out apps to one group at a time or several groups. Really easy to manage a large number of devices. And I can set app presets. So it's really easy to deliver. I can package together app presets and I can easily push them out, which saves time. And I can set policies. So if I want to totally automate this, in the Windows policy for applications, for each application, I can automatically update if I want, or if I want to do it manually, like I just showed you, I could do it that way, or I could schedule an update. So maybe I want to deliver my updates at 1 o'clock in the morning. Deploy can wake the devices up, deliver the updates, and shut them down again. So there's definitely going to be no disruption to any of your colleagues if you deliver them overnight. And I also have these options: version freeze, disable shortcut, and disable auto update. So I can totally customize it if I have particular requirements for my organization. And we have Mac OS apps. And you can, like I said, automate so much of this with the custom script button. Okay, moving on to Windows updates. So as with application updates and with Windows updates, you just think about how much time you're spending on it and think about how much time you could save if, for example, with Windows updates, I've got this button here, install all updates. So that's the simplest way to do it. One click to just deliver everything. But you can do it in a much more hands-on kind of way if you prefer. So I can see here I have 4 security updates pending approval. Let's have a look at them. I can just select them and approve from here, approval or deny. And I can look at my updates by category. And from the Cloud Console, I can decide which of these patches I'm going to approve or deny. And in the policy, I can decide for each category. Maybe I want to always automatically install critical security and definition updates, or maybe I want to always automatically install everything. And if I want a deferral period, I could set that in days, or maybe I want to deny certain categories of updates. And you have all these options around user behavior, like if a reboot is required, do you want to allow your user to defer it? So Windows updates, massive time saver. Windows updates are really important. Microsoft deliver critical and security updates because they identify vulnerabilities and they need to patch those vulnerabilities. So it's obviously important that when Microsoft identify a vulnerability, that there's no delay in implementing that patch in your estate, so you're not vulnerable to a known issue. So with Deploy, you can tighten up that security window. You can deliver your Windows updates as and when they're available. You can automate the whole process. You can schedule it overnight, or if you prefer to do it update by update, device by device, you can do it that way. You've got complete control. Okay, now moving on to OS deployment. So you can customize how you deliver your images. So you can set up deployment packages, and then you've got the layers that you can do the golden image if you want, the traditional way of doing it, or you can set up these layers and only deliver a layer if it needs changing. So a base image, driver groups, install settings, scripts and apps. So I can just select that machine, for example, and I can image the computer. Or I can capture an image of that device, which is going to be then in my library of future images that I can use. So just looking at the options available to me, I can have as many deployment packages as I like. So here are all the options I can set up when I'm putting together a deployment package, and I can have a custom script that I deliver. And here are my app presets. And if I know that, say, I've got a new person starting in the finance team, I know which apps they're going to need. I can put together those app presets and make sure that that person's starting with the right applications. And install settings. So I can have as many different install settings as I want for different teams, for different colleagues. And PXE booting is supported. So if you prefer that you don't actually go to the time involved in manually imaging, you can set it so that when you get new hardware on your network, that new hardware will automatically detect the cloud agent, the deploy cloud agent, and push out whatever you decide is the default image. So you basically turn it on and it's already imaged. So again, that's another big, expensive problem that Deploy solves in a really beautiful way. Okay, moving on to asset utilization and inventory. So on the inventory page, I can see all these attributes related to my hardware. I have a custom field there, but I can see like the service tag, the processor, the RAM, the system drive usage, the IP address, warranty end date, and I can drag and drop columns that I suppose I'm not interested in that. Then I can just set this grid up once, and that shows me all this information relating to my computers. I can search and filter, which allows me to, if I've got a lot of devices, I can really easily break them down. And this again is information that may be not straightforward to get hold of. You might have to get it from a few different sources. You might be maybe maintaining a spreadsheet, but that's no longer needed. You've got everything all in one place here. You can just you can find out whatever it is you need to find out about your devices from one place. And you can find out a lot more about your devices under analytics. So I can see my application usage. I can see my installed applications by device, by product. I can see my license management. So I can see which what software I am paying for, of the software I'm paying for, how many licenses, and of those licenses, how many am I using and when they expire. So again, a big time saver, a big cost saver. It's expensive if you're paying for software that you don't use. This report on its own can ensure that you're not paying for software you don't use. And you can report on how your computers are getting used, the login summary report, who's logging in and where. You've got antivirus reports like protection status, definition status, quarantine, active protection history, Windows update status. Essentially, whatever it is you need to find out about your computers, you should easily be able to find them out. And then tickets. So there's a ticketing module. You can allow your users to report tickets to you from their Windows taskbar, and you can manage those tickets from the ticketing module here. And here's this ticket that's been reported, so I can just select that computer and I can just remote directly into it to identify what the issue is, or maybe I want to view the history of the ticket. I can create a new ticket from here. I can assign tickets, change status, and I can report on all my tickets. So I can easily analyze what issues are coming up over and over again, and I can make sure that my resources are allocated in the most efficient way. I can also manage mobile devices from Nextcloud Deploy. If I create a new mobile policy, I can set up like wireless networks, wallpapers, proxies. I can apply restrictions here. I can set a passcode policy. I can run a single app mode on my tablets, my mobiles. Geofencing, I can track a device location and I can get alerted when a device exits or enters a fence. I can set up web filtering and I can manage my applications from Deploy. And here are my mobile devices, and I can easily just on demand select wipe, enable Bluetooth, update iOS, whatever it is I need to do, I can really easily do it. And as you can see, the UI UX is really user-friendly. It's a very usable product and does not take a lot of migrating. It doesn't take a lot of training. It's very easy to just pick up and run with. Okay, so that concludes today's session on one easy solution to many expensive IT problems. I mean, it's easy, even just one simple solution to even one of those problems. Hopefully, you can see that you can save a huge amount of time and money. So if you're interested to find out more, please check out our website, phronix.com, for more information and get in touch with us. We'll be very happy to tailor a demo to your specific needs. So I hope to catch up with you soon. Look forward to seeing you on a demo. Thanks very much for your time and have a lovely day.